At Seven Mountains, we operate aluminum production and processing sites across multiple locations. Let's say that I am the engineer responsible for monitoring energy usage at the aluminum smelter I work at. We've recently been informed that our total energy consumption is up by about 12%, and my job is to understand where that increase is coming from. Fortunately, our Pi system partner has built this PiVision display using custom symbols from the PiVision suite. It brings the most important energy and production data together in a clear, structured way, so I can move quickly from overview to insight. I usually start with the Sankey Diagram. This gives me an immediate overview of how energy flows through the smelter and where it is being consumed. The width of each flow represents how much energy is going to each area. In this case, it is clear that the production area is by far the largest consumer of energy, which makes sense given the heavy electrical loads involved in aluminum production. From an investigation standpoint, this helps me narrow my focus. If total energy usage is up by 12%, this diagram quickly tells me which areas are most likely contributing to that increase. Instead of guessing, I can now see where the energy actually ends up. What's also important is that this level of detail and grouping is fully configurable through PiAF. With only a few changes, I can decide exactly which areas and assets are included, making the Sankey diagram a powerful and flexible way to explain energy distribution. Next, I can move to the calendar heatmap. This shows the total daily energy consumption across the month of January, using color intensity to represent how much energy was used each day. Lighter colors indicate normal operation, while darker or redder colors highlight days with higher than usual consumption. When I look at this heat map, I can immediately see that the operations are generally stable, but there are a few clear spikes in the middle and towards the end of the month. This is extremely useful when I'm told energy consumption has increased. Instead of searching through trends manually, I can instantly identify which specific days contributed most to that increase. Once those days are identified, I know exactly where to focus my investigation. I can drill down into other displays, look at specific assets, or correlate those days with production levels, maintenance activities, or process changes. The color ranges, limits, and aggregation logic are all configurable, which means the heat map can be aligned with our internal energy targets and reporting standards. After identifying the days of interest, I use the stacked bar chart to understand how different areas and systems contribute to the total energy consumption over time. Each bar represents total energy usage for a given time period, while the stacked sections show how much comes from major consumers like anode baking, casting, auxiliary systems, and buildings. In this view, I can see that overall energy usage is relatively stable, but I can also compare how the composition changes from day to day. If one system suddenly takes a larger share, that is an immediate clue that something has changed. This kind of comparison is very effective when investigating an increase like the reported 12%. It helps me determine whether the increase is driven by one specific area or if it's spread evenly across the plant. What I like here is the flexibility. I can choose which attributes to show, how they're aggregated, and how they're grouped, so the chart always matches the questions I'm trying to answer. Finally, when I want to go beyond visualization and really understand the relationship between energy and production, I can use the Seeq Visual Workbench symbol. Here, we display two of our most important daily values: total energy usage and total aluminum production. The key advantage is that this Seeq content is embedded directly inside PiVision, so I don't feel like I'm leaving my operational environment. However, with a single click, I can jump straight into Seeq and start a deeper analysis. The asset context, time range that I've already selected in PiVision are automatically passed through, which saves time and keeps the analysis consistent. This allows me to compare energy consumption against production, efficiency KPIs, or other AF attributes, and even bring in additional data sources if needed. In practice, this means I can move seamlessly from detecting that energy usage is up by 12% to understanding why that increase happened. PyVision gives me the overview, and then I can use Seeq to give me the analytical depth to explain it.